to mental moments where small changes have lasting ripples. This week I've been talking about how to be a friend to yourself by tuning in to that inner voice. And today I wanted to talk more about the organ that creates that inner voice and our brain. To kind of recap what I mean by inner voice is we always have this inner voice. It reminds me of the ticker tape at the bottom of the news program. So our brain is always just pumping out thoughts. That's what its job is. Among other things, its primary role is to pump out thoughts. Okay, today I want to talk about the creator of all of these voices, and they are basically the thoughts in our head. So, thoughts. Okay, it would be really nice if the human brain would only allow us to have rational thoughts. Man, that would be lovely. I wouldn't have a job. But I do have a job because our brain doesn't really evaluate based on rationality. Instead, it evaluates thoughts in one of three categories. Let's say, for example, I have a thought of, oh my gosh, I'm just going to go kill myself. Now the brain goes, oh, okay. Oh, she's joking. Gotcha. And so no emotions required. We got it. Good. Or, oh, she's lying. Okay. Again, no emotions required. Maybe some pretend stuff, but definitely not real emotion. Now, if I believe, if my brain goes, oh my gosh, she believes it sincerely. So it's looking at sincerity, not whether or not it's rational or healthy for us to have this thought. It's just believed sincerely. So if I sincerely say, I should go kill myself, my brain is like, oh, okay, get the emotions, here we go. So it doesn't look at whether or not killing myself makes rational sense. It looks at, do I believe it sincerely? And that is important as we talk about some of the other things about thoughts. I started doing research about thoughts because I've noticed over the years of being a therapist that many people report some of the same thoughts over and over again. And I'm like, okay, I wonder what that's about. Well, as it turns out, there is a range of how many thoughts we have a day. Some researchers on the low end say 6,000. Some researchers on the high end say 60,000 thoughts a day. And so there's a huge range, but let's just suffice it to say we have a lot of thoughts in any given day. That's just the way our brain does. But it makes sense. Our heart pumps blood, our lungs exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide, and our brain, among other things, pumps out thoughts. That's what it's supposed to do, so it does so. And it's kind of interesting how they come up with counting the thoughts, but okay, we know that we have a lot of thoughts. Now, the next statistic doesn't surprise me, but it's kind of sad at the same time. 75% of those thoughts we have in any given day are negative. Okay, kind of makes sense. Our brain has a goal, and it's to keep us alive. And in order to keep us alive so we can send our genes on to the next generation. And, if you think about it, if we were dead, our brain wouldn't have anything to do. So it makes sense that our brain is pretty much about life or death. So it evaluates everything in life or death. A little extreme, our brain. And so one way of thinking about it is the things that could kill us are going to get more weight than, happy stuff. Everybody, when they come in writing their goals for therapy, they want to be happy and want to get rid of the misery. But our brain tends to be kind of geared towards negative. So 75% of our thoughts on any given day are negative. Now they can go from the inner bully of I'm no good and a failure to outside judgy stuff where we are judging others. Well, they're fat, they're ugly, they're stupid, they're all these kind of judgmental, critical statements. Or we can make negative conclusions like, oh, I'm going to fail, or they're going to fail, or that's going to suck, or this is going to be bad. So all these thoughts that we have in any given day, the overwhelming majority of them are negative. So if you have 4 thoughts, 3 are negative. This is interesting. And again, it's not surprising, but it is interesting. 60 to 90% of the thoughts that we have are repeated thoughts. And that's why when you watch a program like this and you're like, oh, cool, now I'm going to make this little change. Well, in order to get that lasting ripple, we've got to do this 60 to 90% repeated. We've got to repeat it and 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 repeat it. And I could go on for hours saying repeat it. That's how often we need to repeat it. So what I hope you get out of this is that if you want something positive in your life, you're going to have to repeat. You're going to have to think about a thing and repeat that thing over and over and over to overcome our brain's tendency towards the negative and repeating those negative thoughts. And if you would like to learn more, and in particular about how to be a friend to yourself or other courses, you can check out all my course listings on morejoyfullife.com. And stay tuned for another exciting episode about how to be a friend to yourself.